Anthony. Today I'm going to talk to you about my rain barrel pond filter. So this is my outdoor pond. It's just a small one. It's 10 by 4 by 1 foot deep. Okay, koi in there, they're all hiding. And what I had was a regular pond filter, one of these types, which wasn't too bad, of course. You know, the problem being is that something this size, even though it didn't seem too bad for the size of the pond, which is not large, I was having to clean it out every week. If I left it for 2 weeks, then the water itself, even though it would be clear and the filter did a good job, the water would get a lot of particulate very quickly, and you could see that it was quite dirty. So I thought there has to be a better way than cleaning this filter every other week, especially in the middle of summer when algae growth is extreme. It was not a nice job. So I thought, well, I need a bigger filter. Problem is, the bigger filter is not going to fit in my pond. The pond's shallow, and I didn't want it being taken up by a larger filter, which would ruin the effect of the pond. So I thought, well, what about a rain barrel? I need to put it outside the pond, and so that's what I did. I built this rain barrel filter. So that's 50 gallons. So we've gone from approximately 2 gallons max to a 50-gallon rain filter. Pond filter. So let's talk about this for a moment. What are some of the benefits of this? Well, hopefully I won't have to clean it out so often. It would be perfect if it was maybe once or twice a year. That's what I'm hoping. It's been 3 weeks so far, and the pond water has remained crystal clear. So if I didn't have this filter in here, you would see that this water would be very dirty by now after 3 weeks. So it's doing its job. So what does this consist of? Well, first of all, we have the rain barrel. About $70–80 from Amazon, shipped to my house. Now the good thing about a rain barrel is, of course, you can see this down here, it comes with a tap already built into it. So when I need to empty the rain barrel, you know, I can just turn on that tap and empty out the filter. Now the big risks with now having the water being pumped outside your pond is that I fear the risk of draining my pond should anything go wrong with this external filter. So to deal with the possibility of that, what I've done is, okay, well, let's first show you the pump. So this is a 500-gallon pump, so 500 gallons an hour. It's a small one, it's not large, but it was working, you know, in the old pump, in the old filter. It was working perfectly fine at that size. Now we've got something like this. Whenever that pump burns out, I'll probably bump it up a little bit to maybe a 700, certainly nothing more than 1,000. I did try my other 1,200 per gallon per hour pump, and it was just too much. It was far too much in this size little pond. So we've got the pump. It got a pipe from Home Depot, and that comes around here, pumps it out, and I drilled a hole and went into the top of the barrel. Now, of course, you've got to get the water filtered, so you can't just have this pipe stop here at the top, because otherwise the water's just going to be going straight out through the top and you're not really going to be filtering anything. So inside the rain barrel, on the other side of this, I have a pipe which takes this all the way down to the bottom of the rain barrel. So the actual water is pumped to the bottom of the rain barrel, So that way we make sure that it has to come all the way up through the rain barrel before it can get out of these pipes. So that way make sure it's filtered. Now, so what is it being filtered by? So what I did, I went on Amazon again and bought 2,000, I think it was 2,000 of the medium balls. So with these here, I think it was again about $80 for 2,000. They came in these little bags, and so I just filled this 50-gallon drum up with those, which was about right actually. I was wondering whether or not I would need more, so I only brought a 2,000 batch of balls for $80, and actually that worked out okay, so I didn't need to buy any more. And so I just loaded them all into this rain barrel, filled it up about 3/4 of the way up, so it's perfect. And again, this pipe goes all the way down underneath it, so the water's got to make its way up through all of those media balls and back out of these pipes. Now, why do I have two pipes here? Well, again, my fear is that if anything clogs, the pump's going to keep pumping and it's going to empty the pond. So there's two pipes, because one basically acts as a backup or an overflow, right? It's your redundancy to make sure that should any one of these pipes clog, the other pipe will still be able to pump out the water. And should one of the pipes clog, I'm going to notice that the water's only coming out one, and I will be able to take action and fix whatever clog it might be before the second one clogged. That's the theory behind that. And again, these pipes are 1.5 inches, which could handle, like I say, up to about 1,000 gallons an hour being pumped through it easily. As you can see, the output from this is quite low, so that's 500 gallon an hour pump back there being split between two pipes, so it's only having to, you know, allow about 200 gallons an hour pumping out through there, which isn't a lot. So nothing, there's no not a large force being put on these pipes. They can easily handle this, probably 2 to 3 times the volume that's coming out through there, which really lowers the risk of these things clogging. Now the other thing is to prevent them from clogging in the first place. If I open this up, what I did, if we can see this in here, right, also from Amazon, they got these filters which just plug into this is the output from inside the pond, the rain barrel, and I just got these filter come with this gasket, 1.5 inch, what do they call it? I forget what they call that. With this filter, made some holes in here because my tests, the way it comes normally, because these are actually designed for forced pumps, not just for a trickle pump. So since I'm not forcing the water, this is just trickling out, I actually had to make the holes in those filters a little bit bigger. Now, I was still worried that these two could become clogged, maybe I'm away for the weekend, and so I built a third redundancy here. So this pipe here, like this pipe, has an inlet, but this one has two, which is, there's one down below this which you can't see it, and then up here is another outlet. So if the water ever got clogged at the bottom level, it'll rise further up, and then it'll just start going out through this one. So this is just a V joint. So that's 3 different channels the water could take should any one of them get clogged. So, and I'm thinking that having 3 options should make it almost impossible for me to ever run into that situation where my pump keeps pumping and basically just empties the pond because the water just starts flowing out the top of the rain barrel. which is the risk, right? You don't want to have your water being pumped and just flowing out the rain barrel and onto the ground. So that is the rain barrel 50-gallon filter external to your pond. I've been trying to find some bamboo because I think it'd be really nice if I could replace this plastic tubing here with 1.5 inch bamboo tubing, and that would be nice and decorative. But for now, just to keep it functional, I've just got some black pipe from Home Depot. Again, 3 weeks and the pond is beautiful and crystal clear, and hopefully it'll be another 30 weeks that'll continue to do this before I have to clean this out, which is a job I'm not looking forward to, but certainly better than having to do it every week or every other week. That's Anthony Johnson and how to build an external rain barrel filter for your koi fish pond.